run away with me. Lost soul to reverie. Running wild and running free. Two kids, you and me. And I say, hey, hey, living like we're renegades. Hey, hey, living like we're renegades. Renegades. Long live the pioneers, rebels and mutineers. Go forth and have no fear. Come close and bend near. Say hey, hey, living like we're renegades. Hey, hey, living like we're renegades. Renegades.
Say hello. Hello, hello. My new friends. Hello. My new friends. Hello. Where are we from?
Australia.
Australia?
Canada.
Canada. Say hello, my good sir.
Good evening.
And where are you from?
I'm from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
And we're having a great time.
We are, indeed.
What I would say is that as a system, like asking, being active about it, right? It's like, you know, like I go to my dealership and I get serviced on my car, and I get an email from you know Infinity every single day until I complete the survey, saying whether I was satisfied.
And they don't even pay you.
And they don't even pay me, right? And of course I do. But it's interesting, you know, you look at Scott Miller's work, which is basically 4 questions that you ask a client.
Authentic youth engagement, you need to communicate, you need to listen, you need to respect, and you need to understand. The paradigm shift is too great. I say, no, it isn't. It's not great at all. It's about giving up control and becoming a partner and a mind coach and that sort of thing, in order to have better outcomes with the people you're working with.
Right, like I was kind of going, what are they working on? Like they're over here doing stuff, and what the challenge to help them to, you know, really influence government, or really have like where's their frames of reference? Is there a framework of where they have influence or where they don't? I mean, can they go right up to the Premier's office and actually influence, you know, that direction?
We're going to be tasked with actually engaging the youth and organizing this stuff. So I'm interested just sort of in terms of best practice, like how would we do that? Yeah. This is a resource that would support this way of doing it. And if you truly want to improve services for youth and have better outcomes, then this is what we recommend.
You can build it properly and differently than any of the provinces and territories have done it by engaging youth from the beginning.
In my experience, you've got to be clear up front about what decisions do rest with this group and what potentially don't. Yeah. So young people will you know, be able to make a decision whether they want to participate or not, depending on what decision they have control over. Yeah. I think you've got to be up front to that sort of
what the sphere of influence is, or what the overall, where their levers are, that kind of thing.
Because if that honesty up front, that I think buys people in. Mm-hmm. If you're not honest up front, then people have all these expectations which you don't deliver on.
Parenting is becoming extinct. So you have parents wanting to stay around when children's lives much longer. So we have to deal with this whole cultural aspect of that just they're not, young people are not out to work for their parents like even when they're supposed to be in university. 50 years ago, after cut off, kids were going into pre-university where they didn't have to buy parents. So there's this whole cultural shift around parent versus children and everything.
At the same time, I was getting into advocacy, and like newspapers were starting to run articles on me, and CNN was calling to do features and stuff and seeing the dialogues, I was gaining all this like traction and publicity and stuff like that, but at the same time, nobody knew I was homeless.
If you love somebody, better tell them while they're here, 'cause they just may run away from you. You'll never know quite when, well, then again it just depends on how long your time is left for you. I've had the highest mountains, I've had the deepest river. You can have it all, but life keeps moving. I'm on top of the world.
It needs to be illuminated by honest science, and we don't. The point is, we're taught that what's normal now is this narrow thing. So as a pathway to reform, to focus on the bad barrel and not demonizing individuals, I think it leads to more possibility for big change, and I actually like that.
Ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, it's my honor to welcome you to the IIMHL IIDL conference. There are people living both in Canada as well as in your representative countries that are living with challenges, with disabilities, with mental illness, in some cases severe. And you recognize that there's a moment in time and there's an opportunity to be a leader. An opportunity to come together with like-minded and light-hearted people. I want to bring my voice to being an agent of change. An agent of change. An agent of change. An agent of change.
And this is a group of people from all over the world who really want to change things. So with your voice and your background and experience, what would be the one or two key pieces that you would tell everybody here, this is what you really need to think about doing?
How transcendent forgiveness is. Finding places where you can find meaning. To take advantage of those places where you can feel that connection.
One of the mantras that we have at the Ontario Centre of Excellence for Child and Youth Mental Health is that we partner with everyone and we compete with no one. And my concern is that in mental health, we all tend to be experts at fragmenting the system and building our own territories, when really what works best for people who require services is for us all to be working collaboratively. There are lots of things we can do to help people who have mental health concerns so that they can get on a track that they'll feel good about. Make sure you find a program that you're comfortable in and that you feel you fit well with, because if you have a good fit with the people you're working with, you can accomplish anything. You have the right to find the service that works for you. You don't have to figure out how to fit into that service.
This has been an amazing event, a combination of both double IMHO and double IDL. Something that Rhonda, Sullivan, and I have been dreaming about for such a long time, is full integration between these two. But what got me thinking about this is I started looking at all of the matches. And what I saw is that the enthusiasm that I heard people coming back and what they were experiencing was exactly the powerful thing that we wanted to have. And when I look in this room, there's three generation of leaders here. There are leaders who started their careers late 60s, early 80s. Then there are the second generation that started in the 80s and 90s. And then the newest generation that started their careers in the 21st century. So it got me thinking about those of you, not me, but those of you who started their careers in the late 60s and early 80s. What's your role?
The brain is such an important organ in the body, more so than anything else. And mental health, good mental health will help you find yourself as you get older, as you move through life.
For young people who have been diagnosed with mental illnesses and know absolutely nothing about the mental health system or alternatives to medications, or just what that means to become a part of the mental health system, what words of encouragement would you have for those young people who are new to the mental health system?
The whole concept of hope is so important. It's not just a word. As you mentioned, I know what it's like having come up foster homes. I was able to be fortunate enough to meet people in my life who helped feel that hope, to instill it when it was gone. And it's an amazing thing. And whatever you have to do to try to maintain that, I think is the most important thing. So
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We get to meet people from about 10 different countries and compare notes about what it takes to run good mental health services.
transitional youth age focus is very, very important. We need to get back to nurturing our kids from the very youngest of the kids, and we don't do enough of that.
Part of what you do and others who've been in foster care and gotten out of it with lives intact is you demonstrate resilience, and I think that's part of the whole issue.
And having these conversations here at the IIMHL is of utmost importance, and I have no doubt that we're going to have many, many more discussions, and that the youth component is going to be through everything that we do.
Why did you want to create the International Initiative for Mental Health Leadership?
I think the reason why is we want an experiential model of linking leaders, not through education or not through courses or conferences, an experiential model so that you can meet a colleague just like you and experience them as a leader and meet them, develop a relationship, and then you have your own international partnership and collaborative.
For young people who experience mental health concerns, what message would you give them? Say they've just been diagnosed with a mental health concern and they feel very alone and it's a frightening experience. What advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, it's a temporary situation. That's my view. And what we need to do is help the person build a resiliency so that they can deal with this distress. And it's really not a lifelong issue. It's an issue of distress right now. And the intent is to try to figure out how to deal with the stress in a way that they recover their happiness and they recover their way of life.
Awesome. What has been your favorite part of the conference?
I think the favorite part of my conference is basically the interaction between people because they have a chance to talk and learn from each other. And just watching people come back from 2 days of meetings and they're enthusiastic, they're energized, and they want to make changes, that to me is really worth $1 million. The next exchange is going to be in New Zealand and it's going to be in Australia in the week of February 27th, 2017. We'll have matches in New Zealand and matches in Australia. They'll be focused on young children and youth, infant mental health, the transition from people who are young to adults, but also people who are dealing with indigenous issues, dealing with life experience issues, and a whole host of other themes. And bringing them together really to be able to share what they've done, how they've experienced things, but really looking at building those bonds and relationships. So for you, making what happened here even further, deep relationships with your colleagues that you met here in the next time.
Something too.